Before we begin, I want you to stay with me till the very end of this video. What you're about to learn is not something most people know. Many think they understand why some countries refuse to recognize Islam as a religion, but the real reasons are far more complex, far deeper, and in some cases, completely unexpected. Some of these reasons are hidden behind politics, history, fear, identity, and control, and unless you watch this video to the last second, you'll miss the full picture. So take a moment, get comfortable, and stick with me, because the last country on this list is the most shocking of all, and it will change the way you think about religion and politics forever. Let's begin this powerful journey into understanding why these 7 countries refuse to recognize Islam as a religion, and what the real reasons behind their decisions truly are. Introduction: why this topic matters. Religion is more than a belief. It shapes families, communities, laws, culture, and identity. But when a government decides whether religion is official or recognized, it affects millions of lives. Some people lose rights. Some lose freedom. Some lose the ability to practice their faith openly. Islam is one of the world's largest religions, with over 1 billion followers. It has influenced art, science, culture, and global history. Yet even today, some countries do not officially recognize Islam, and their reasons are often misunderstood. Today, we're going to explore those reasons. And throughout this journey, I want you to ask yourself one important question. Should a government have the power to decide which religion is recognized and which isn't? Let's explore the 7 countries that do not recognize Islam and uncover the real reasons behind their decisions. Country 1, North Korea. North Korea is one of the most closed countries in the world. It does not officially recognize any religion, not Islam, not Christianity, not Buddhism. Nothing. The government pushes something called Juche, which is a belief system that teaches complete loyalty to the state and the leader. North Korea fears religion because religion gives people hope, strength, and a sense of belonging outside of government control. They believe that if people follow a faith, they may not fully obey the government. This includes Islam, which teaches discipline, unity, prayer, and devotion to God. To a controlling government, these things look dangerous. The real reason North Korea refuses to recognize Islam is simple. The government wants absolute control over the people's minds, hearts, and beliefs. Islam gives people independence of thought, and in North Korea, that is not allowed. Country 2, Cuba. Cuba is known for its long-lasting communist government, which for many years limited religious freedom. While it recognizes some religions, it has never given Islam the same level of official recognition as others. Here's the surprising part. Cuba does not dislike Islam. The Muslim population is small, peaceful, and respected. The real issue is political history. For decades, Cuba had strong ties with countries that were not Islamic, and the government feared foreign ideas that were not connected to their ideology. Islam came later to Cuba, and because it was new, the government treated it with caution. They feared that recognizing it officially might bring new leaders, new organizations, or outside influence into the country. So while Muslims in Cuba are allowed to practice privately, Islam is not seen as an official or recognized religion. The real reason Cuba hesitates is due to fear of outside influence and a long history of tight government control over beliefs. Country 3, Japan. Japan is peaceful, modern, advanced, and respectful toward people of all cultures. So it may surprise you to learn that Islam is not officially recognized by the Japanese government in the same way as Shinto or Buddhism. But here's the twist. Japan does not reject Islam. Muslims can practice freely. There are mosques, halal food shops, and growing communities. Then why isn't Islam officially recognized? Japan has a very old system for approving religions. A faith must have deep historical roots in the country, long-term cultural influence, and a very large presence. Islam arrived in Japan many centuries later than other religions, and it never became a mainstream belief there. Another reason is caution. Japan is extremely careful about religious groups after past issues with harmful organizations. So when religion is not well known or deeply rooted in Japan, the government moves slowly. The real reason Japan does not officially recognize Islam is it is seen as a foreign religion without long cultural history in the country. But Muslims still live peacefully there, even without official recognition. Country 4, China. China has millions of Muslims, especially from ethnic groups like the Hui and Uyghur. But instead of recognizing Islam as a major religion with full rights, China places it under a category called ethnic traditions. This means a religion is allowed only under very strict rules. The Chinese government controls how religious gatherings happen, who leads them, and what teachings are allowed. They fear any global influences that might challenge their political authority. Islam is a global faith with strong unity across different nations. China does not like anything that creates loyalty beyond the government. This is why Islamic practices in China face heavy restrictions, monitoring, and state control. The real reason China does not fully recognize Islam is the government fears divided loyalty and wants to limit global influence within its borders. Country 5, Slovakia. Slovakia is a European country with one of the smallest Muslim populations on the continent. And because of its laws, Islam is not officially recognized as a religion. Slovakia requires a minimum number of followers before a faith can be recognized. Islam does not meet that number because of the very small Muslim community living there. But population size is not the only reason. Over the past years, some political leaders have pushed strong anti-immigration ideas. These leaders use fear and anger to win votes, saying that recognizing Islam could change the country's identity. This created pressure, and the government refused to recognize Islam, even though the Muslim community in Slovakia is peaceful. The real reason Slovakia does not recognize Islam is a mix of low population numbers, political pressure, and fear of cultural change. Country 6, Greece. Greece has a very strong Orthodox Christian identity. It is deeply rooted in tradition, culture, and history. But here is something most people don't know. Islam is recognized in some parts of Greece, but not everywhere. In certain areas near the Turkish border, Islam is recognized because those communities have lived there for centuries. But across the rest of the country, Islam is not given full official status. And this is because of long historical conflict between Greece and Turkey. The two nations have had difficult relations for generations. And because Islam is linked to that history, the government treated it with suspicion. The real reason Greece limits recognition of Islam is historical tension, cultural identity, and political caution closely tied to its past with Turkey. Country 7, Myanmar. Myanmar has one of the most complicated and painful histories involving religion. Islam is not recognized as an official religion, and Muslim communities have faced serious discrimination. The government views Islam through the lens of ethnic conflict. Some groups believe that recognizing Islam officially would give Muslim communities more rights, something the government has resisted. This created deep conflict, displacement, and suffering. The refusal to recognize Islam has become a political tool used for control, influence, and power. The real reason Myanmar rejects official recognition of Islam is a mix of ethnic tension, political manipulation, and fear-based narratives spread over many years. If this video opened your eyes or taught you something new, then show your support. Leave your thoughts in the comments and tell me which part surprised you the most. And if you want more deep, simple, and powerful explanations just like this one, make sure you stay connected. Your support helps bring more content like this to life.